cha. Nice. Beautiful tea fragrance. Um, Today's the first day. I really didn't wear nothing. I just wasn't in the mood to wear a fragrance today because I'm going to talk about quite a bit. And mainly, I've been spending some quality time with my new pickup from day 3, Edge of Eden. So I will be talking about this one here shortly. But one thing I want to say, the weather has been really, really weird. We've been having some nice spring warm days, and all of a sudden, it's back in the 30s. It's ridiculous. And for everybody who just walked in, welcome. Be sure to hit the like button. It signals engagement. Another fragrance I did come across from Zara. I gotta say, they have some pretty decent prices. And I wouldn't say nothing beast mode, but I gotta say, for a $42 fragrance from Zara, Vibrant Leather Summer Breeze, I'm actually impressed with this one. It opens with some bergamot, and you got citron, black tea, jasmine, some woody notes. And in the dry down, you do get a subtle whipsy leather accord. So if you're looking for something in the realm of Louis Vuitton imagination, this one would definitely get you there. And it's worth checking out. It's worth getting your nose on. And it's really great for them hot, sticky, muggy days when it's crazy hot out. However, you're looking at maybe 5 to 6 hours in longevity, and this falls into that category that I would call a grab and go fragrance. I find this one to be mass appealing, nothing crazy, but it's a beautiful fragrance. And I'm happy I stumbled across this one. And for some reason, I'm a fan of Louis Vuitton imagination all day, but I find this more interesting because I like leather and I like tea. And this one, they did a pretty good take. I wouldn't consider this a dupe or anything. It definitely stays in its own lane. The neroli here is super soapy, but it's really fresh and it's such a beautiful fragrance. Now, one little downfall with this one, you do get the tea in the opening, but it quickly goes away and it just sits in the background. So I'm definitely going to explore some other ones from Zara, but I'm happy I got this and added it to my current collection. Oh, you're watching hockey? Who's playing? And let's get right to it. So here's one of my newest pickups from day 3. And I got to say, shout out to Michael Paul. You really knocked out another winner. This one right here is just full of surprises. It's smooth all the way through from the top, mid, and into the base. It opens up with this beautiful, fresh red apple that's crisp, that adds a little bit of sweetness. And then you got this really nice, fresh, leafy peppermint with some aldehydes in the top. Now, after a good 15 to maybe 20 minutes on my skin, the heart started to reveal itself. And I picked up some honeysuckle, which I'm a fan of. Then I got Osanthamus and pink acacia. Now, once the heart started to go away, out comes this dampness of metal, concrete, and hot steam. So it kind of gets warm, but it kind of gives off this dampness. But here's the funny thing. Now, this is just my opinion and how it reacts to my skin chemistry. The hot steam and the metal and concrete and how this scent profile is, some of those accords give off a floral sweetness. I can't really pinpoint it, but it almost makes me want to say like hot steam kind of gives off this like l- uh, violet like aroma, but it's also a nice floral sweetness. And I gotta say, this one definitely lives up to its name. And it's such a really nice spring fragrance, and it's perfect for the summer as well. And I find this one to have really good longevity and it performs great. I will say this much. When I first sprayed it on skin, I kind of did go nose blind, but it settled down and it really opened up beautiful. So, Michael Paul, if you're watching this or come across this, you did a phenomenal job with this one, buddy. I really like this one. I really like how the apple opens up in here with that peppermint and aldehydes. Hey, what's up, Kicks? Thanks for tuning in. Um, you should definitely get your nose on this one, Kicks, if you're into this kind of fragrance. It's, I think it's a stunner. I find this to be my favorite niche pickup this year. And I'm happy I bought it. It was a bold blind buy, but I'm not disappointed. I really, really like this fragrance. I spent the last couple of days with it, testing it, and I still got to do my full review on it. But other than that, I'm really enjoying this one. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. It signals engagement and it helps my small channel to continue to strive. So, with that being said, day three, Edge of Eden, it is worth checking out. And I kind of want to read what it says here. And it says it's olfactive art, which I agree, straddles the line between paradise and provocation, a fragrance that feels cold, alive, and daring, which it is. Those bass notes with those metallic accords, it definitely has a metallic tone to it. There's no doubt about that. So this one definitely lives on the edge of Eden. And I like the story. The story is what has me so into this fragrance. Each one of those fragrances by day three have absolutely amazing stories, and they tell stories. And I find that really, really interesting. And that's what got me into day three. Not just because I like to smell good, and it's more than just getting compliments or even the experience for that matter. I like the research. I like the stories. I like to know what the fragrance is all about. Hello, Mitch, and welcome. Let's see here. Here's another interesting combo I wore Monday, and it wasn't the one I expected out of my entire rotation this week. But I gotta say, I had to do some errands. I had a lot of things going on Monday, some appointments. I had some run some errands and do some other important things that was on my list. And I gotta say, this one, The started idea of it came from me during a live when he talked about. Okay. Ah, that's cool. So here's my combo I wore on Monday. We got Louis Vuitton Sun Song with JPG Le Beau Paradise Garden. So here you got bright citrus and floral meets creamy sweet tropical freshness. And I didn't think these two would actually go good together, and they do. And that one really got attention, and I landed so many compliments, and I wasn't really expecting compliments either. But so many people asked what I was wearing. So I told them Louis Vuitton Sunsong and Jean Paul Gaultier Les Beaux Paradise Garden. And two people in my local community, where I usually do my grocery shopping, they ended up going on their phone and bought two bottles because they really liked the way it smelled. And you don't always get that. You don't always get that kind of reaction from people. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But out of everything I've owned, that scent combo, I had to do some things for my parents. I had to run them places, and my mom's like, "Whatever you're wearing smells the best." I absolutely like it. I think that is the best scent combo you ever came up with. And I kind of figured, you know, I would probably get that reaction from my mom. But then again, she's picky when it comes to fragrance. She doesn't go for everything that is out there. She has a specific scent profile she wears and likes. And to this day, she's a Chanel Coco Mademoiselle fan. She only likes Zaharoff Black Rose Halfetti and Signature Rose. But she's a fan of Louis Vuitton elves, and she really likes this scent combo that I tend to wear. So Imma definitely keep that scent combo in rotation from time to time. And that was a beautiful, scent combo. If he does one in the future about the whole family as a unit because everyone is Hey, that's cool. That's awesome. I have a 5 milliliter of a 5 mil of what? So, oh, I got you, Joel. So, without further ado, another one I've been spending some time with is Aromatics Sunkissed. It's bright, fresh, vibrant, slightly bitter with the citrus, and you got this soda accord. This is a summer banger, and you got tea in this as well. Now, I think this is a phenomenal twist off Martin Margiela, Never Ending Summer, and I find this one to have a little better longevity over the original. See ya. It's okay. I got you. So this was a solid pickup, and I'm happy I won this off Instagram. And I've been putting some time into this. I got a little deck going on. This is another great one for the summertime. And if you haven't checked it out, and if you're a fan of something like um, Never Ending Summer by Martin Margiela, but sadly, it doesn't really last that long. This one kind of gets you there. It's in the same realm, and it has a really nice, refreshing tea note. And this is another one that's perfect for them hot, muggy days where it's ugly outside and you're sticky and you're just, you know, looking for something that'll keep you refreshing, smelling good, and happy at the same time. This is definitely worth having in your collection. And when it comes to like budget cologne, this is my favorite from Aromatics in French Avenue. I think it's one of my favorite fragrance houses out there and what they do. And another one I definitely been spending some time with throughout this past week was Zerjoff 40 Knots. This is a solid pickup for a niche fragrance that I got not too long ago. Zara Intense Black Edition. No, I don't. This one just smells expensive. It's salty with an oceanic vibe, like you're out on a yacht. But here's the funny thing, and why I find it interesting. It has this like powdery dry down, which is funny. And sadly, I wore this, I want to say a couple days ago. It didn't pull much attention other than a couple compliments. So my weekly rotation will be up this Tuesday, and you will find out who the winner was in that rotation and what took first place. So this is a great one to have in your collection. And another one, Intelligent. I've been spending some quality time with this one, and I put a dent in this bottle already. And I gotta say, I love aldehydes, and this is like fresh linen, day, nighttime. So I'm happy I have this in my collection as well. Now let's get into some questions here. What do you think about Vibrato by Suspero? Is it cheap smelling? I got my nose on it twice. Now I don't own it, but I don't find it cheap smelling at all. The only Zara fragrance I currently have there, sir, is Vibrant Leather Summer Breeze. It's the only one I got. And the next one I want to get is let me see here. The Sun in the Red Dune Intense. I hear has the best longevity, but Intense Black, I do want to check that one out too. Yeah, Tigar's a nice profile. Um, I would definitely sample it first. Buy yourself a little decant of vibrato, spend some time with it before committing to a full bottle. But that's another one I would like to get in my collection sometime. Sooner or later, somewhere down this road, I will have Deep Ocean Amber, Vibrato, and probably Dolce Melodia. Those three I absolutely like. Basso is another one, or Contralto, and even Il Padrino. But since it's spring and summer, although it's kind of cold by me, wait, what's this? Tortillas in reflection? Reflection by what? Amouage? Can you be a little more specific with that? Amouage reflection? No, I don't get a tortilla smell. Maybe the way that guy explains, maybe it's his body chemistry or body oil is reacting to it and it's giving him that kind of smell, but there's no tortilla smell in that. I own Reflection. It's powdery, kind of buttery. It doesn't smell like corn flour to me, and I own that. What heard from depends. Yeah, it's skin chemistry, sir. You know, everybody. If everybody had the same skin chemistry, we'd all get the same smell, and that's just not possible. It doesn't work that way. Everybody's skin is different. Everybody's body oils are different. You know, people can have, you know, in the T zone, it could be oily, dry. People can have a skin combination where it's dry and kind of oily. So everybody is not going to get the same smell. And another thing is, not everybody's going to get the same notes coming off their skin either. But I do not get corn flour, and I just find that really strange and weird. That's just funny. That is hilarious. I have Amouage. It was my first fragrance I ever bought. Reflection. I really enjoy that one. It's a nice, like, barbershop kind of fragrance. I think you got iris, lavender, petitgrain in there. I can't think of the notes off the top of my head other than what I smell. I do pick up petitgrain, iris. I think there's I want to say jasmine, some white florals. And I think it's got a woody dry down. And it's a good one. Expensive, but good. And it really does perform the best in like them summer days. Although you could wear it year round in the fall time, winter, but Reflection's a phenomenal fragrance. Uh I just never I don't get that tortilla corn flour smell at all. In fact, I actually have that up here. And it's been a minute since I've smelled it too. Yeah, I don't get that I don't get that corn flour smell here, even in the air, and it's not on my skin. Not at all. Definitely powdery from that iris. As you can see, I'm spraying it right in the air. I don't pick that up at all. Yeah, there you go. I'm familiar with that one from Kajal. Hey, what's up, Toxic? So that is a good one. And I do have another fragrance on the way. I think it'll be in Monday. I finally found Paris Corner from the Ministry of Gourmand line, Coconut Lagoon. And it's been a minute. I had a 10 mil decan of that, and it lasted a long time. And everybody keeps raving about that fragrance, that it's a good coconut. So I'm curious. Now that I have a full bottle, I will definitely be spending time with that one. Okay, cool. CGs. All right. Well, that's good that you do that, and it's always good to get another opinion. Ah, good pickup, sir. It's from thinking about. You can't go wrong with Lemon Lime by Mancera. Think of like lemon head candy in a way. Lemon mint, oud lemon mint's kind of got like an almond tone. It's pretty good. If you remove the almonds, you would basically have oud blue notes. Yeah, pretty much like lemon head candy. I think so too. I currently own 25 Manceras. Another one that I really, really like that has this really nice lemony scent. It's somewhere back here. I have this guy, Fabulous Yuzu, and Yuzu comes off lemony too. This is a really good fragrance. There's peach in here as well. Very fruity, sweet. Sadly, I feel like this one got slept on. Not a lot of people gave it a chance, and it's pretty good. Now, I find this one is different to Cedrat Boise, Intense Cedrat Boise, or Oud Lemon Mint, but it's still good to have. Great for the summer and spring. All right. I also really like Il Padrino since you mentioned it. Have a decan of it. Gives me CC Blonde. Yeah, blonde. Exactly. To a full bottle, but hearing mixed opinions on performance and quality. Uh, well, when it comes to Clive Christian and some of those fragrances, sometimes you're going to have that, you know? I've smelled Blonde Amber. I like it. Do I see myself owning a bottle sometime? Probably, regardless if it doesn't perform. But Il Padrino looks pretty good. I haven't got my nose on it, but I know a couple people who own it and they really enjoy it. Let's since we're on kind of on the subject of performance and quality, I might as well bust this out. Let's talk about Creed. And we're all familiar with that house. Here we go. Royal Water. It's by far my most favorite from Creed. And it's herbal, refreshing, bright, clean. And there's mixed opinions on this. Now, on my skin alone, this is just me. And not everybody's going to get the same performance. This one, I get the most performance with. And I go about probably 6 sprays on my neck, and I'm good. And I get roughly 7 hours. Here's another one. Original Vetiver by Creed. I get about 5, and I still wear it. And I like it. And then we got Arofa, another phenomenal fragrance. And this one, I get about 6 hours on skin, which is pretty good. It's not bad. And when I want to dress up and I got somewhere to go where I'm in a button down shirt, tie, dress pants, that's when I reach for this guy, Royal Oud. This is like a standout scent, statement maker. It's another one I get about 6 hours. Still good. Now, here's the funny thing. Most of those are naturals and synthetic or not synthetic. Most of them are natural perfume oils, so they're not going to perform as much. However, on everybody's different body oils or skin, they'll get different performance. And eventually, I will get Creed cologne. That is my other favorite one. I didn't really care for the Aventus, the bottle with the black label. I find that one to be the most weakest for me. I had a decant. I had a 10 mil, and I got 3 hours out of it. And maybe it's due to reformulation, newer batches. Who knows? But now Creed Aventus Cologne with the gray label, that's my favorite one. Absolute Aventus, that's my second favorite. But out of them all, Creed Aventus Cologne is my all-time favorite. Eventually, I'll get around to owning a bottle, but I am going down my current list of getting the things that I've spent time with from all my decants, and a lot of my decants are pretty much gone. So I already know what's on my radar, and I'm definitely gonna be probably I'm gonna be getting another essential harmony fragrance, which is gonna be Quantum, thanks to Dutch who just dropped in, and I'm definitely gonna pick up another Zerjoff, and I'm leaning towards Quattro Pizza or Dolce Amalfi, or I'm gonna go for what is it? I think it's Zafiro, and it has that wine must in it. And there's another Suspiro fragrance that I want, and another Mancera, and a couple other budget friendlies. And most importantly, I'm on the fence, kind of. I'm either gonna get that white iced cologne, or I'm just gonna go for um, what is that one? Either Bad Boy Absolute, or I'm going for Polo 67 Extreme because I got my nose on it again, and I really, really like that new Polo 67 Extreme for a designer release. That's what I keep hearing. And I think a lot of people slept on it, and I'm looking to either get Dolce Amalfi or Quattro Pizza because I hear it's a phenomenal coconut scent. And it's got what? Coconut in the heart and tuberose. And I really think that's going to be a good coconut kind of fragrance. So it's between those two for my next surge off. Deep Ocean Amber, I definitely will be getting here shortly. I gotta get that one. I'm been nursing my sample. So we got all there's all so many different fragrances I want. But if I could buy them all in one day, hell, why not? But it's impossible because at that point you'd be going bankrupt. That's why it's important to have a budget when buying cologne. Any favorites from Zerjoff? I currently own 6. I like all of them that I own. But my top favorites currently is Torino 22. That is my signature scent. And the latest that I added to my Zerjoff collection is this guy, 40 knots. I like this one. Such a phenomenal scent. And the other one is Commandante. It's a nice cherry powdery fragrance, and Tony Iommi Deified. And then I have Teresa. I don't know why people call me when I'm doing a live stream. I hate that shit. It's fucking annoying. I've told some of my friends, hey, I'm gonna be live. I'm going live here soon. Don't call me. And what do? They call. But anytime I'm not live or doing content, they don't call. I guess they just like to bother the shit out of me when I'm busy. Excuse my language. There's a lot of Zerjoff favorites I have. I have a sample set. I like Alexandria 2 Anniversary, Torino 25, 24, and that new one, uh, Louis 15 Rose. I would like to own a bottle of that, or Gibeon for that matter. So there's all kinds of different Zerjoffs that I like. There's just so many. And there's so many different scent profiles. Um, there's a whole list I have in my notebook. There's just pages and pages and pages. I used to be a fan of Herba Pura. I liked it when I first got it. And after I got my nose in the different tropical fragrances, I ended up outgrowing Herba Pura and I gave it away. My brother loves that fragrance. He killed his bottle. It didn't last long, so I gave mine to him. So he's happy. What do I think about Supremacy Collector's Edition? I find it unbalanced, messy, also leaves a strong, low quality oak moss, rotten fruit chemical. I never got the collector's edition. I never really got my nose on it, and I never went that crazy for all those knockoffs when it comes to Aventus. The only one that I like currently that is half empty. Have I smelled Cruz del Sur 1 and 2? No, but they're on my list. I thought about picking up a couple samples. Oh, the other one, La Capital. That is another interesting scent profile, too. Now, Club D Enemy Intense Man Extrait might be challenging, but if you really like intense citrus opening, this is my favorite when it comes to Aventus. And I think Armaf is probably my favorite when it comes to that Aventus DNA. I'm not too crazy for Offnon. I think the only ones I have from Offnon is Supremacy Silver. I haven't worn this in a long time. I think I stopped wearing this a year ago, but I use it for like references and comparisons. And I think the other one, Supremacy Not Only Intense. Kind of tart, little smoky, but nothing crazy smokiness, still synthetic, but it's pretty good. When it comes from Offnon, this is probably my favorite one out of them all. Has this like tart fruitiness to it, and that's what I like about it. Not only that, the bottle is cool looking. I have to get that one back in the rotation. I do like that one. What is that? Lebo. You're looking into more into Le Beau. I never explored anything from Le Beau, except one is on my list and Stay Fresh Productions spoke about it. Can't think of the name off my head at the moment, but it's on my list. But I think it only comes around summer and fall. I think it's Tabak 28, the Miami exclusive edition. I want that one. That's one for sure that I would definitely like to get. I'm not crazy for another 13 or any of those. I'm not really a huge fan of Le Beau, except Tobacco 28. I was lucky to even get a decant of the one that I want so bad. Yeah, I want Tobacco 28, Miami exclusive. It's not on their website, but I'm pretty sure, according to Stay Fresh Productions, it only comes around summer and fall, and that's when it's on the website. Every year, they only bring it for like summer and fall, and then it goes away. Whoa. So, yeah, there's all, let's see. I can't think of the name from Mancera, but I can't even pronounce it the right way. But I want to get, what is it? Soleil Dotle. I think that's another phenomenal one by Mancera. Ah, So, and I also want to get, what's the other one by Mancera? Ombre Tonka. I spent some time with a couple of the samples that I had. I find Ombre Tonka phenomenal. It's like mass appealing. It's got pistachio, kind of nutty. Now, here's the fun fact: the oud, the Thai oud in Ombre Tonka, it comes off, and it's like given this like slight sweetness of maple with a little bit of leather. Such a beautiful fragrance. And I'm looking forward to the new Mansur release this year, Moki Musk. And it's, I think, based off an ice cream dessert. So it's got pistachio. It's going to be creamy and nutty. And the new one for the Montal line, Sadrat Lova. That looks interesting. And let's see here. What is the other one? I think I got, oh, yeah. Since I'm here, and I don't know if any of you guys are into budget cologne, I want to throw this out there. How many of you guys ever got your nose on off non rare reef? Do you guys like it? Appreciate it? Is it worth having? Does it perform good? And how many of you guys got your nose on Spectrum Chill by Ahmed Al Maghribi? Out of these two, this one's going to stay in my collection. And I think I'm going to give this one away because it just doesn't perform. And it really doesn't, you know, come close to Pacific Chill. I used to own that and I'm familiar with that DNA. But this is such a nice tropical twist off that Pacific Chill DNA. But I don't know. Since I've had this, is Pierre Montel a real person? Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's what I kinda think. Kinda smells like an ear freshener. And I think I got my brother a bottle, and I might just give this one to him. And that's what I kinda do. After I get my nose on a lot of these budget colognes, if I don't like them, I give them to my brother after I do my reviews and comparisons. Some I might keep, don't get me wrong, but some I do keep and wear, but not entirely all. I'm just, not crazy for having a bunch of budget-friendly cologne in my collection when I finally own the originals. Hmm. I love Pacific Chill. I love the original. And the only one I truly, you know, love that's a budget-friendly cologne is the one from Luciano, and that's Coastal Breeze. And I'm eventually gonna buy Pacific Chill back, later on, not right now at this current moment. I have 10 free samples of Pacific Chill that I ended up spraying into a 10 mil decant. So I have the real one, but I want a full bottle eventually. But when it comes to that real DNA, is this one, Coastal Breeze. This one is like really dead on. And I think it's the best one. But it's a little fresher, a little on the watery side, and I think they did a phenomenal job. David is dumb. I like that name. What do I think about Hawass Fire? It's fire. You know what? I always get asked that question about Hawass Fire. It's a phenomenal fragrance. I own it, and my bottle is getting there far as putting a dent. I have it sitting down here, but I tend to wear it during the evening. And I think it's cloning or supposed to be a dupe of Gisa Imperial Valley. So it's starting to go down. I find this to be my summer evening weapon. This is like my go to date night scent in the summer heat. And let's see here. Tarathi Blue Electric or the original? Maybe I'll check out Tarathi Blue. I had Tarathi Blue Electric. I didn't care for it. Now I own samples of Blue Talisman, and after comparing side by side, it's not even close. At least to me, in my opinion. Ooh, hmm. Excuse me. Let me click that out of there, and I will be right back. My once again, my cat is chewing on a cable cord. I can't have that. Be right back. Lordy, lordy, lordy. You just don't listen. Now, what are you doing? Uh, Don't do that. Come on now. Ay, ay, ay. Why do I even have a cat? Sorry about that. My cat sometimes does ridiculous stuff. He chews on cords, cable cords, chews on strings. I don't know why he does that. I'm starting to think he might have this disease called pica in animals. I don't know. But anyways, back to my conversation. Hmm, Blue Day Chanel, but it might just be purely Tiger inspired. Tiger and BDC. Huh, Tarathi Blue. Blue Day Chanel's been around for a long time. The original, the EDP, then the Parfum, and now you have the L'Exclusif. I'm not too crazy for the new flanker that they added. I still have like a 10 mil decant. I did buy a full bottle, but I didn't open it. I returned it and I ended up buying something else. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the new Blue Day Chanel Lee exclusive is it's okay, but I just was hoping it would have been darker, like dark, a real true dark blue fragrance. I don't find it too dark. And you really don't get much leather in it, maybe a subtle leather in the dry down. The opening, yeah, sure, you get that core Blue Day Chanel signature DNA, but it focuses on the amber. And I don't know, coming from a designer like Chanel, I think they failed with the new release. And I'm not too crazy for it. I know some people like it, and I respect that they like that new release, but I'm not crazy for it. Do I want to own a bottle? Nah, I'm good. The Parfum version is my favorite, and I get the best performance out of that one. And I gotta agree with a couple other fragrant reviewers out there. 6 hours for a what? Almost a $300 fragrance coming from Chanel. I don't know. People like it, people don't like it. I don't like it. But if people want to buy the new Blue Day Chanel Le exclusive, go for it. That's on you. I just I just really think they just went a little too far with that release, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm thinking maybe it just ruined the Blue Day Chanel line altogether. EDP is not bad. I like the vanilla in there. And sometimes not all these designers are going to give you that performance, but some do, some don't. And it really comes down to skin chemistry and the way your body oils react to these scent molecules. You know, I had Blue Day Chanel, the EDT. I still like the original. That's worth having. You can wear it year round. The EDP, not bad. It's okay. I don't hate it, but I don't love it, but I still appreciate it. But the Parfum, that's my favorite version. It's a little grown. I feel it's more mature. I still love that one. It's my favorite one. I had a full bottle of it, and last week, or should I say, not last week, but I want to say Wednesday or not Wednesday. Last weekend, Sunday night, I had to go somewhere, and had some other things going on. I only had a few sprays left in my Chanel de Blue Parfum bottle, and I finally killed it. So I'm gonna have to get another bottle down the road, but I'm not really um, on the fence or on the radar of getting another bottle, if that makes sense. Blanc Edition Chanel Allure Home Sport. I hear it's like a lemon creamy meringue pie kind of scent with the lemon in there, and the sandalwood gets really creamy. My favorite from the Allure Home Sport line is right here, and it's starting to get a little dent. And I get the best performance from this one, which is impressive coming from a fragrance right here, the Superlegra edition. It's sporty, and I get the best performance. And I'm getting around close to like 9 hours with this on my skin alone. And I'm impressed. Now, I didn't buy this one. One of my other cousins on the other side of my family, I would say on my dad's side, he gifted this to me for a belated birthday gift. So I'm happy I have this. And I like the grapefruit, and I like the patchouli, and I like the woodiness here in the dry down. But this one is great for high heat. And the days we had high temperatures here in spring, I was wearing this. And I got to say, for a summer freshie, this is my favorite one out of them all. And I think second best would be the Blanche edition. Because who doesn't like lemon pie scent and creaminess from sandalwood? Right or wrong? I you know, I think it's worth owning, you know? Um, I, the O Extreme's another good one, but sadly, it just doesn't last. It doesn't last for me, for that matter. Um, the last time I smelled it, I was able to get some testers to take home of Chanel Allure Home Sport O Extreme. I love the scent. I think it's iconic. I think it's like a really beautiful fragrance to have, but the performance, it isn't there for me. I think I get like, 4 hours, which is kind of sad and disappointing. And it's the way my skin and body oils, react to it. I don't know. I feel like Chanel is just losing their sway, and the direction is the way they're going with things. They're just sticking to what they know best. I would like to see them create an entire new line. That would be great. Superlegra. This isn't the older batch. This is newly reformulated, and I got the Allure Home Sports Superlegra. And this is my cousin's favorite fragrance. I think he owns 4 or 5 backup bottles, and he loves this one. And I have to agree. I like this one. It's my favorite. It's probably gonna be my scent of the day tomorrow, because I see myself reaching for this one a lot. It's definitely definitely worth having for a sporty fragrance. In fact, I would take this one over Givenchy Gentleman Society Sport any day. Nothing against the new release from Givenchy Gentleman Society Sport. I do like this, but it's not mass appealing. It's not, very mass appealing. It's not for teenagers. It's not super mass appealing. This is more for like a cologne enthusiast who likes to collect cologne. Very woody and earthy and kind of green. I like it. It's a beautiful fragrance, but it's slightly powdery, which isn't a bad thing. But it it's I don't find it beast mode like I see on the internet. I getting around maybe 8 hours on skin and that's it. How is the performance on this one? On Super Allegra, for me, I'm getting like 9 hours. I think it's good, but not everybody's gonna get 9 hours on their skin. But I'm getting roughly between 8 to 9 hours for me. And I'm going with like 6 sprays. And I normally spray my neck. Or, I don't spray my shirts. I'm not one of those guys who sprays clothes. I'm not going to risk staining my shirts because that can actually happen. So, I wear my fragrance on skin where it's supposed to go. Now, don't get me wrong, people like to spray their clothes, and that's okay. I'm just not one of them kind of people who do that. I just don't see the point. It's not my thing. I think the Superlegra edition is the best. And that's my own opinion. And it performs best when it's hot out, when it's got high heat. And I only wear that if it's going to be warm out. Now, tomorrow, supposedly, we're going to be in the low 30s and it might snow. So I have somewhere important to go tomorrow. And I'm either going to wear something heavy and I might just wear Mancera Eternal Wood, or I'm going to wear um, probably Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad. Or if it is going to be warm and the forecasters are just BSing, I'm probably going to wear Chanel Allure Home Sport Super Allegra because I really enjoy that. It's very uplifting and it's such a beautiful designer fragrance. And I like a lot of designer releases, but from Chanel, that's my favorite edition, should I say, flanker from the Allure Home Sport line. I think it's the best. And it's definitely worth, at least buy a few samples from the website if you can and just, put it in a decant, spend some time with it and test it out on your skin, you know. Also, if you have big pores on your skin and a lot of, body hair, that can eat up a fragrance as well. I thought I would throw that out there. If you ever look at your pores, whether you're in the mirror or with a magnifying glass, which would be better, If you got big pores and a lot of body hair, that'll definitely eat up a fragrance, and that can cause some problems. As like I mentioned in a few of my videos, I graduated from cosmetology school. I'm pretty well knowledgeable when it comes to skin, knowing the skin and skincare. I'm what you call a advanced esthetician, and I'm specialized in skin. So, with my knowledge from cosmetology school and reviewing fragrance goes hand in hand. And I still have my aesthetic books and other books from the school. There's a big section in there on skin chemistry, wearing cologne, and sometimes people can have like skin issues, which are called contraindications. And you could have like big pores, you can have a lot of body hair, and that could just really make it difficult to wear fragrance. Now, if you're not into skincare and you're not into all that stuff, it's cool. But at least, moisturize. And if you're hydrated, that really makes a huge difference, especially hydration. And hydration is key when it comes to wearing cologne. Makes a huge difference. Unless you got some skin issue going on with your, skin chemistry or your body itself, and you got some skin issues, then yeah, you could have poor performance. And also the climate and your demographics, the region you live in, the temperature, all that plays an important role when it comes to wearing cologne as well. And a lot of people don't always talk about that either. Now, some people might be getting 10, 12, 14 hours off something. Other people might be getting 5 to 7 hours or so on. The list goes on. So I thought I would throw out some helpful information with my skincare background and throw it out there. It's really interesting and it's really good to know. So I would definitely get a few samples and try it out. Your friend had a sample, smelled it and like it. But if you're looking for performance, Mancera, they have plenty. Montal and or Zerjov. Those are some good places for if you're looking for good performance or some stuff up there from like Zaharov. Can't go wrong with any of those. Or what's the other one that I have here? Far as a designer, old school designer that is. I've had this for a very long time. How many of you guys remember Ed Hardy? And I don't even think they do anything anymore. But Love and Luck, how many of you guys remember this stuff? For an eau de toilette, this one performs. Sadly, a lot of people don't like this, and it's got a low rating. But I sometimes reach for this one. And I've had this bottle for a very long time. I've had this when it came out, and I got a backup bottle as well. I like this. It's still a good fragrance. It's very clean. And I got to say, for an EDT, this one truly performs the best for me. I don't find this one weak at all. And for an eau de toilette, whatever they used, it's got to be synthetic. Maybe not, probably is. This one performs. It's got good performance. And there's the reason why it's still in my collection. Whoop, that was loud. Now, sadly, Hollister Jake, old school, classic, clean, refreshing. This one used to last back in the day, and they reformulated it. Now it sucks. But you can't even, I don't even think you could buy these anymore. I think I've seen this on eBay going for the high 200s because I think they discontinued all of their fragrance and maybe kept a couple. Just sucks. I wish they would, I wish they would have brought, yeah, they reformulated it. That's why it doesn't last. I had Jake back in the day when it first came around. That bottle lasts and it had good performance. Same with SoCal. SoCal was another good one. And sadly, like an idiot, I sold my bottle and I should have kept it. SoCal is such a good fragrance, but even SoCal doesn't last. Before they discontinued SoCal and Jake, they ended up reformulating the fragrance and made it weaker. And then they just got rid of it entirely. But there's another one that was pretty good from Hollister. I forget the name, but it's on my list. It's still available. It's something, I think it's Coastline Musk. That is actually a good one. And it actually had some decent performance. I think that's the name, Coastline Musk. I would like to get that one. That one wasn't bad. And I wouldn't say beast mode, but it definitely has better performance than Jake or SoCal. So I miss some of these old school fragrances. And I wish they would bring some of them back. It would be great. Like some of the stuff from Christian Artigier. I still have Hearts and Daggers. I even have in the women's version. I find the women's version is really, really good too. I tell you a really good one that they used to make from Abercrombie for women was number 8. Oh boy, it's one of the best perfumes that they made. Oh yeah, number 8. Huh. I don't think I ever I don't even think I ever got my nose on it. My brother might be familiar with that because he had a lot of the Abercrombie fragrances. He still has Fierce, and he has that other one, Fierce Confidence, I think. I'm certain my brother has that because he was big in the Abercrombie, Hollister, their clothes, and their fragrance. I would have to ask him because I think he had number 8. Yeah, going back to 2000, I was in the Ed Hardy phase colognes and also some Versace and some Polo and some other stuff from, I think, Chanel. And what's other ones that I got into too around that time? I think back then I also got into other ones from Caswell Massey. My first like most kids my age was Aspen. Huh. Nice. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Back in those days, Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah. Still a beautiful fragrance. Got that nice cranberry in here. This is another good one. Probably doesn't, it's another one that's moderate performing, 5, 6 hours. But I still like this. It's still a classy scent. And Dolce Gabbana, the one, EDT. I had that back in the day. And yes, Dracar Noir. That is a beautiful all time fragrance as well. Paris Hilton. Okay. I had one too. Another one back in the day. It's Estee Lauder Pleasures for Men. That was a good one. And I have the bottle. It's on another dresser, but I have one by Dana called English Leather. And I still wear that to this day. My father got me into that fragrance. In fact, my mom and my dad, they're in the fragrance, but they like certain types. They're the ones who got me into cologne. I was 12 years old when I got into fragrance. And my very first ones that I had growing up, I liked what my dad wore. So I got um, Polo Green, the original, when I was 12 years old. I was wearing that. I was already in the heavy fragrance. I like that earthy, like forest like scent. I was into that kind of stuff. 12 years old. I wanted to smell like a man, masculine, kind of mature. That's the direction I was in when I was growing up. So, with that being said, yeah, it's still my go to. Even though this is not the original from the 70s, been a long time, I still like this. And this will always be in my collection. Can never go wrong with this. And it's my all time favorite. And then another one I got into was that English leather and British sterling, which is old school, vintage kind of stuff, and Caswell Massey. And I live in Ohio. So Cleveland has them all still. The Galleria, back then, they had this store called Caswell Massey, and they sold old school, like tubs of soap bars, a big bar that was like, yay big that you can cut in half that'll last you like a year. And they sold like straight razors, razor blades with the sharpener where you can shave with the knife. And they had fragrance. And the very first Caswell Massey I ever owned was called Aura of Patchouli. And you want to talk about patchouli? That one, it was like real natural patchouli. Just patchouli, nothing else, maybe some citrus and some floral, but that patchouli in that particular fragrance, that one actually lasts. I think my dad still has an old bottle of it. Sadly, they discontinued that. And I know they reformulated a lot of that stuff, and I know they have a parfum line as well. And eventually, I'm gonna tap back into them old school barbershop vintage fragrance because I'm still a fan of Caswell Massey. And another one that is really, really good is Jockey Club. It's a Fougere barbershop style scent. You're not going to get 4 to 5 hours, but it just brings back such good memories. And I'm certain your fathers are probably familiar with that stuff. A lot of people had that kind of fragrance back in the day. And another one, green Irish tweed, or not green Irish tweed, but Greenbrier. That's the name. Caswell Massey Greenbrier. If you like green Irish tweed by Creed, Caswell Massey Greenbrier, they're kind of like, it's kind of in that realm. Kind of has that DNA, but not a dupe. It goes its own direction, but it's pretty good. Oh, Mind Games, Kingside. I got my nose on it a couple times. Pretty good. The one I'm really interested in is Check Please. I would like to get that. There's four that I want from Mind Games. Jadoob. I want Kingside. I want Counterplay and Check Please. Those four I really like the most. Besides the two that I currently own, I have French Defense, beautiful cherry fragrance with chamomile, and I own Rui Lopez, phenomenal scent. You got dark plum, black cherry, really, really beautiful fragrance. And I gotta say, when it comes to cherry, French Defense, cherry done right. Expensive, however, I think I only paid a couple $100 for that bottle. And I only it, French Defense is beautiful, but it's situational for me. When the weather is actually kind of warmer, I tend to wear that in summer evenings. Roy Lopez, I like to wear that one during the fall and winter. I get the best performance for it. And those two are like my top two favorite, which you could probably see back there sitting on that shelf, back with my Louis Vuitton fragrances. And yeah, so Tuesday, my weekly rotation from this week will be out. And I got another cool video dropping Thursday, and it's a open tag video. So I'm probably gonna tag a couple of my buddies to see if they're gonna get in on the action. But it's the video that's dropping on Thursday is called Top 10 Green Bottles for Spring and Summer. And I got a lot of cool spring and summer bangers in that video. You should definitely check out. And it's getting close to 8 o'clock. I think I'm gonna shut it down. I gotta eat dinner and I gotta get up super early tomorrow. I got a busy day. In fact, this whole week's actually busy. I got a lot of things going on this entire week. And I haven't caught a break much. So, you know, I appreciate everybody who's new. If you subbed, cool. Thanks for stopping by. I will be live next week, Sunday. Also, keep this in mind. I will be live Wednesday at 6:30. I got a special guest on my channel. So it's another episode 2 of Fragrance Madness, where my top pick goes against my friend's top pick, and it's going to get interested. It might even get heated. You should definitely tap in, set your notification to that. It's going to be a fun live. All right, everybody. I appreciate you all coming in, listening to me ramble on about fragrances that we love, but I'm going to shut it down. Remember, stay blessed, God bless, and smell your best. Peace out.